When was this published? 1972, okay.
The book?
No, this one article. 1972, The Roots of War.
Mm-hmm. I was just curious, were they supposed to have refutation? Because I didn't find any in like 3 of them. But in 4 and 5 I did find like them refute some other person's like a different a claim that had been put out, but not in the first 3. Okay.
So we can say
So
that would be
I put as 1, 2, and 3 the weakness as there was a lack of
minimal, if not non-existent refutation.
Yeah. I didn't find any.
And we could probably score points by offering refutation.
Ooh.
Like adding...
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's true.
Possibly, but he said that the point of this is not to argue the statement.
Right, that's true.
So probably if we're going to put any input, it'd be on the very end if we're...
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we give reasoning as to why we give it a specific rank, saying they could have introduced
Oh, you
this.
could have...
Alright, this is important. Score this one as a 5 out of 10. If we like the next one better, we score it higher. If we
5
like,
out of 10?
yeah, so we
Where
get...
it's the
Oh,
biggest.
sorry.
Okay.
1, by the way. We're not even done reading this one.
I know,
I know, but just as a baseline, just put a... We just all know it's a 5.
Okay, I have a question.
Okay.
The prompt is what causes war. Are we kind of talking about, like, because this guy kind of talks about what escalates war as opposed to what causes it. So which are we focusing on? I mean,
Well, that's a good point.
does that
So
factor
weakness.
in the fact that he's not saying what causes war, but
The modern bureaucracies don't cause the war.
They merely catalyze the problem that there is.
That's,
so I mean I don't
that's
know
law.
if all of the authors did that, then obviously
They do. There are some. Well, okay. This is a nature versus nurture argument that you're bringing into. So this is nurture, because without the bureaucracy, you wouldn't have this style of warfare or this pattern. Well, we could also put that. So this is nurture.
Alright, so...
I'm short.
Do you have a stepping stool?
I don't need a stepping stool. I can tippy toe.
And now we have that on camera.
I know. I don't.
We need to focus less on the camera.
We should forget it's even there.
Okay.
Just pretend.
So why is nurture up there?
Because
This isn't the nature of war, it is what nurtures war.
So why is it up there?
it's a little side note that we'll likely end up identifying each of these by a score and whether it is nature versus or nurture.
So that score is 5 out of 10 because...
Yes, I know.
Okay.
Just to reference. Okay, what else?
The atomic bomb.
Did you mention it?
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
yeah.
not for me to read.
We haven't finished reading.
Okay.
should I keep going and go faster? Or
There's no need to
No.
go fast.
No,
Well,
you're at a next page.
Okay. One important force behind bureaucratic homicide is the technological imperative. This is a classic compulsion of modern organizations to push technology to its limits and to exploit it to its fullest. It is, of course, a metaphor to say that technology dictates policy, for people, not machines, make the decisions. Yet the universal impulse in contemporary bureaucracies to seek the prestige on the frontier of technology and to seek solution of human problems through technological devices is a crucial factor in the exponential rise of the global body count. Having made the bomb, President Truman told the American people in August 1945, as if restating the obvious, we used it. A committee of distinguished Americans, including the President of Harvard, the President of Massachusetts Institute of Technology, the President of one of the largest insurance companies, a former Supreme Court Justice, and a former Secretary of State, recommended unanimously that the bomb be used against the enemy as soon as it could be done, without specific warning and against a target that would clearly show its devastating strength. If the President of Harvard made it clear in the committee... What?
Slow down.
Fine. I talk fast.
It's going to explode.
You speed up.
The president of Harvard made it clear in the committee meetings that the only target meeting such criteria was a population center. The people of Hiroshima and Nagasaki were about as defenseless against a high-flying B-29 with an atomic bomb as the Jews in Hitler's Europe were against the gas chambers and ovens. Harry Truman always took personal responsibility for the decision and defended the bomb as just another weapon. Although there was substantial evidence at the time that the Japanese were considering surrender, the 2 bombs were dropped to save lives. Truman's decision to drop the bomb was, more accurately, a decision not to stop a bureaucratic progress in which more than $2 billion and 4 years of incredible effort had been invested. The fact that the United States possessed a second bomb, the Big Boy, which operated on a different, still untested scientific principle from the Fat Man that destroyed Hiroshima, may well account for the totally indefensible Nagasaki attack. Truman never saw anything incongruous about combining his moral defense of Hiroshima and his moral condemnation of hunting in the same book. One should not shoot at animals that can't shoot back.
Okay, he misnamed the bombs.
Yeah.
Little Boy and Fat Man. So, it also shows he didn't do his research fully.
Okay. So,
Really? I didn't even pick up on that.
Little Boy and Fat Man, I think he got them backwards.
Look it up, Justin.
I don't have internet.
I have no recollection of a bomb named Big Boy.
No, it's Little Boy.
Yeah.
Like radioactive sword.
It's not radioactive yet.
No, I'm not gonna do.
He's not a man yet.
Someday.
So that's... Didn't he say not to attack the author, though?
Yeah, but that's
That's
a flaw.
fairly large.
Good
Well,
balance.
that's not attacking the author, that's attacking his information.
Yeah.
And like, if he failed to present accurate information, then that's a big flaw.
Although, do you think it's a little like nitpicky just to find something like that, or do you think
It's
it's
a pretty
kind of
That's
like,
huge.
Big.
To misname the only 2 bombs that have ever been dropped on someone,
yeah, I mean,
It's a fairly large incorrect citation.
25% error, 4 words. It's a Little Boy, so just mark it.
Paige, are you online?
Although there was a pretty big emotional appeal through that whole paragraph.
And also,
Yeah, he
he
uses
took
emotional appeals.
him saying he took responsibility for his actions.
Was he?
Where does it say? Truman always took personal responsibility for the decision. Took responsibility for killing, what was it, 200,000 people?
A lot.
That's not taking responsibility. He would have...
Well,
This doesn't make sense.
he always justified it.
Well, justified and took responsibility are 2 different things.
Yeah, but he's saying, I made the decision, I'm taking responsibility of what happened.
Okay.
He did do that. He
We're not
did
looking
take
at your
responsibility.
motives, however. We're looking at the authors
Yeah.
employing.
He also used all those reliable sources like the President of Massachusetts and Supreme Court Justice to make it
Okay.
sound
Well,
Yeah.
reliable.
Although he doesn't actually name the Supreme Court Justice or the
Yeah, he doesn't give any names.
president of one of the
Titles.
largest insurance companies. That doesn't.
That's confidential
yeah,
information.
they don't want
They, the fact that, for instance, my dad's friend's father worked on the Manhattan Project. His name still is unofficial, so he can't get jobs very easily because they say he didn't work for those 4 years, because technically he didn't.
Well, something he does is he basically compares Truman to this Nazi guy.
Yeah, I
Well,
said
no,
compared
it's
to
right
Truman
on
to-
everyone.
Yeah, I don't know whether to call that an emotional appeal or a weakness.
Well, he compared like the
Emotional.
atomic bomb and the
Well,
Holocaust.
he used
emotional appeals in the beginning, like talking, or when he says, where did I
Well, all through
Well, he said-
his diction.
His diction is very like loaded, and you're like,
He
you're
calls
kind of disturbed by
The fact that these people are unaffected by